If Republicans around the country thought that Americans were gonna be fine with them just black bagging people, sending them off to die in some pit in a foreign country, well, partially I understand why they might have thought that. Donald Trump did get elected after all, but thankfully the American people are better than that. And some of these Republicans, including Chuck Grassley, are finding that out personally. Take a look.
Are you gonna bring that guy back from El Salvador? It's a Why not?
Well, because that's not a power of Congress.
The Supreme Court said to bring him back.
Judges are.
Yeah, but
The president hasn't.
What can they do?
He's defined the Constitution.
Trump don't care.
If I get an order to pay a ticket for $1,200 and I just say no, does that stand up? Because he's got an order from the Supreme Court and he's just said no.
Yeah. Screw it.
the president of that country is not subject to our U.S. Supreme Court.
If Trump wanted to bring him back, bring him back. I'm pissed.
I got that. I got that he was not happy about that. And I know what the right's gonna say. Oh, they're paid. Soros sent them. The average person in that room was 94 years old. I just want to be clear. They're not professional activists or whatever. They are his constituents and his contemporaries, and they're not happy about what they're seeing. And Chuck Grassley's not 100% wrong. Like, yeah, they can't directly make the government comply, but they can indirectly make the government comply. Does anyone think that if Joe Biden had just told the Supreme Court to shut up and sit down or whatever, the Grassley would have been like, oh, well, what are you gonna, that's between the executive and the judicial branch. Nothing I can do about that. There's nothing, in fact, I think there's very specific things you can do to censure the president or remove the president, or at least threaten to do so if you see him shredding our constitutional system of checks and balances. He's choosing not to do that. And I think he's making a mistake because it's not just the people in that room that disagree with him. As of right now, more Americans now disapprove of Trump on immigration than approve of him. And that's supposed to be his marquee topic, the thing that he gets that all you damn libs don't understand with your identity politics and your culture wars. You don't get that people like Trump on immigration, not anymore. And it's specifically because of issues like this, and thankfully the media that have been focusing on topics like this that have convinced people that you cannot trust Donald Trump on the topic of immigration. And so I hope that this continues to build. I hope that people don't get distracted, Sharon, but what do you make of it?
I'm disgusted for people to actually show up. And I know with every fiber in my being that that's a real person. He also probably that elderly man who said, the Supreme Court, bring him back. He uses the word whippersnapper. You know what I mean? Like he's the real deal here. And Grassley and this pathetic thing, they would have said, we're gonna impeach Joe Biden. How dare he, 100%. Just on statements alone, if he tripped up and said, oh, we're looking into it, they would have introduced articles against him, okay? They are supposed to be beholden to the people. And for him to stand there and be pathetic and look over his spectacles like I'm just, there's nothing we can do. Get out of here. And I'm worried about the congressperson who makes their way down to CCOT, okay? We can't get him back. He's, interfering with official, but whatever they make up, it'll be. Whatever Trump tells that El Salvador president, Bukele.
Yeah.
I don't know what could happen. Be very afraid.
I would be very afraid. It's honestly why strategically, like sending Senator Chris Van Hollen, I think, is like a little bit safer than like, what if it was AOC that had gone down, or what if it was Omar that had gone down, or something like? Oh yeah. Maybe his privilege will protect him in this particular case, but again, there's a lot of right wingers that would love to see him locked up in that prison too for daring to defy the dear leader.